Hello students, welcome to ShirtBack Academy. In this lesson we're going to be covering section 4.3 in the ITF Plus course. The topic for this lesson is programming concepts. Let's begin. Identifiers are names that are given to entities within a computer program. They are strings of characters that usually begin with a lowercase letter or an underscore. Identifiers name many different program features, including variables, functions, arrays, and structures. Some best practices we should use with our identifiers are to make sure that the first character is a letter or underscore, use no commas or blank spaces, and make sure that the upper and lowercase letters are distinct. Containers are a data structure type that creates collections of objects into a class. Classes will store objects in an organized way and follow specific access rules. Single value containers will store each object independently. The objects are accessible directly and through loop iterations. Associative containers are used to find the value of a specific object stored within the container. Queues will access container objects using FIFO, first in, first out. Stacks will access container objects using LIFO, last in, first out. Arrays are a data structure that stores fixed-size collections in the same data type. It eliminates the need to declare each element as its own variable. With arrays, we use zero-based indexing. That means that the first element in the array will be assigned the value of 0. Arrays are created by specifying the data type and the number of elements to be stored inside. Here's an example. We have the int, which specifies the data type of integer. The name of the variable is jersey number, and then we specify that we can have up to 10 elements within our array. Over here to the right, we have a sample array of scores. You can see that the first element, which is 56, starts with the value of 0. That's because we use zero-based indexing. From there, the index continues as you move through the array. Vectors are a data structure used in programming to store data in containers. Vectors have a dynamic structure that allows for the container size to increase or decrease. This differs from arrays that have a fixed length. Vectors can store multiple data types in a single container. This is another feature that arrays do not have. Vectors can assign container space up front to reserve the necessary memory for each element. Variables are names given to memory locations that will store values within a computer program. The process of creating variables is called declaring. Constants are variables whose values cannot be changed or modified within a computer program. Variables can only hold a single data type. For example, the variable int can only store integer values. Variable names should describe the stored values. This will help you to identify the information throughout the program. Classes are programming language templates that we use to create objects within a computer code. Objects are an abstract data type used by developers to group multiple components together into a single class. Individual objects within a single class are called instances. Objects will act as variables within a class. Each object within the class is an instance of the class. An example would be the class being education levels. The objects of the class would be the different types: high school, college, doctorate. An instance would be one component of the class, in this case college. Properties are the combined attributes and behaviors of the objects within a class. The attributes are the defined characteristics of objects within a class. Attribute names should be related to the data type. An example would be the age of a person, the gender, or the height. Behaviors are the tasks that the objects will perform during the computer program. For example, a person will speak, listen, or jump. Functions are code sections of a program that will perform specific tasks and return a value. We use method libraries to store pre-written functions. We can then access them with a programming language. Functions can perform standard operation commands such as math, or those that we uniquely create as the developer. If we have an invalid function, it will not return a value. Procedures are the code sections that we use to perform the tasks that do not return a value. That will conclude this lesson and Module 4. If you have any questions about the contents of this lesson, please review the course notes and exam objectives for Section 4.3. In our next video, we'll begin Module 5, Database Fundamentals, and Topic 5.1, Database Concepts. We thank you for following along in the video. We'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.